What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with TechDaily, and in this video, I'm going to give you my full review of the new Samsung Galaxy Buds Live. Now, these little bean-shaped buds are really the first totally new, completely redesigned, truly wireless earbuds that we've seen in quite a while. And while the form factor may seem a little weird, I have to say that after having these for the last week, I honestly grew to like them more than I thought I would. If you're considering the Buds Live, I think there's likely three things you need to factor in: the design, and by extension the fit, the active noise cancellation feature, and the price. Realistically, these three important factors will likely be a matter of personal preference more than anything, but I'm going to offer up my own take here from my experience with these things, and hopefully this will give you a little insight on maybe what to expect with these strange new buds. So first off, let's talk about the form factor and the fit. The Galaxy Buds Live are a bean-shaped, shiny, hard plastic earbud with almost no sort of customization option or fit adjustments. They're nearly a one-size-fits-all kind of an earbud, and in one sense, that's not really a bad thing because these are shaped specifically to fit in your ear. Samsung purposely redesigned these to, I guess, meet the shape of an average inner ear, but they aren't the deep in-ear earbuds like AirPods Pro or Galaxy Buds Plus, for example, which I think for some people this might be appreciated. There is one small rubber piece on the Buds Live that's replaceable with one other set included in the box, but this part of the bud doesn't go in your ear. It's sort of a small rubber lip that sits on the outer portion of your ear. And for me, it wasn't actually an integral part of the fit anyway, so I didn't replace it with the other one. And this is sort of what I meant by almost no fit customization. Aside from that smaller rubber replaceable ring, the buds are what they are. This is the only size, the only shape, the only design that they come in. And if they don't fit you out of the box, there isn't really anything you can do about that. If the buds are a little too big for you, that might mean that the plastic material could be quite uncomfortable with no rubber or foam to cushion anything. And if they're too small, there isn't really anything you can add to them to make them fill your ear more, aside from, I guess, just trying to jam them in a little further. For me personally, though, the fit was actually great. And although the shiny plastic material seemed to almost be too slippery to work, I found no issues in keeping them in my ears, no matter what I was doing, which again is something that surprised me. I personally find the Buds Live to be comfortable and secure, but I know that's not going to be the experience with everyone. The Buds Live, unfortunately, it's just the kind of product where it either works for you or it doesn't, and there really isn't a way for you to make it work. And I think that's really the first thing you'll need to consider. I should also mention one other thing with the build. Like I said, they fit well and they stayed put for me even during more active stuff like working out. But these buds are only IPX2 rated, which basically means they're moderately sweat resistant. They are not waterproof. You shouldn't go swimming with them. And I'd probably even avoid like splashing your face with a whole bunch of water, to be completely honest. These just aren't the tough and rugged sport earbuds that other products really are. Aside from that complete redesign, the other big new thing these earbuds got was an active noise cancellation feature, which actually is a first from Samsung with their truly wireless buds. Now, I think this was an interesting move, bringing this feature to these earbuds for a couple of reasons. First off, the feature is just a simple on-off toggle. There's no levels to adjust, there's no real pass-through or transparency mode, and if you know anything about active noise cancellation, you likely understand that what it does is basically take a constant sound or frequency and try to cancel it out. So like the hum or droning sound of an airplane, or a constant crowd noise, or the buzz of an air conditioning unit or a fan. And with the Buds Live, it can do that. With active noise cancellation on, you get sort of a minimizing effect to certain sound frequencies that might be around you. The problem is, it's just not the best active noise cancellation because these earbuds don't properly seal out the outside world to begin with. They are very open ear earbuds. They aren't in-ear earbuds like AirPods Pro or Buds Plus. So sound enters your ear canal no matter what. And the noise cancellation that it offers just isn't as extreme as maybe you might want if you're specifically looking for ANC earbuds. With that being said, it needs to be understood that Samsung acknowledges this and almost makes it like an advertising point. The live branding of the Buds Live is supposed to mean that the important stuff, like voices and announcements and other important sounds, stuff like that, that makes it through the earbuds on purpose, since these are more open. But the noise cancellation still is supposed to cancel out the hums or the drones. So this sort of best of both worlds idea is something to consider, and something Samsung embraces. All in all, I appreciate the fact that ANC is here with these earbuds, and I think it can still be useful in certain cases, but I'm not sure it's the feature that everyone is looking for. If I'm on a plane, I'd still prefer AirPods Pro, and to be honest, I might even like Galaxy Buds Plus, since while those don't have active noise cancellation, they at least are a complete in-ear seal that might do a better job at blocking out the sound than the combination of a loose fit and sort of ANC that the Buds Live offer. The bottom line is this: if you're getting these buds specifically because of the active noise cancellation, I don't really think that's enough to justify them. If you're getting these buds because you just like the buds in general, the ANC feature is more of just an added bonus than anything else. Now, fortunately, I think most everything else with these new Buds Live is pretty great. The sound quality in general I find to be a bit improved over the Buds Plus, for example, in a couple of areas. First off, there seems to be at least a broader, wider sound stage that gives these buds a really full sound and a wide range with whatever I'm listening to. I also think these Buds Live offer more bass, a punchy and obvious thud, even under the normal EQ settings. And this makes sense. Samsung made it a point to improve the bass with some new hardware additions like a bass duct, and it paid off for sure. Vocals are also very crisp and very distinct, and like most other Samsung earbuds you might already be familiar with, you can make these EQ adjustments if you want to in the app to get the right sound profile for you. I think these are actually an improvement just in general sound-wise over the Galaxy Buds and the Buds Plus. With that being said though, like I've mentioned a few times, letting in so much of the outside world is a factor when just listening to music, and I often found myself cranking these all the way up to their max volume level in a more noisy environment, which I know isn't great. In a quiet office setting, it's fine. You can listen to these at, 50 or 60% volume, but if you're standing in a crowd, you'll likely be listening to these at a pretty high level. I also might just be deaf, but again, I'm just offering up my own experience. One other thing I want to touch on is actually the touch controls. This obviously isn't something new or even specific to these earbuds. We've seen it a lot before, but I found this to be once again better than I expected, and actually something I liked more and more as I used them. While you don't have any sort of flat, obvious touch area you might feel like you need, touching just about everywhere on these buds gets the job done when you want to play and pause music, skip a track, or whatever else, and you can customize the controls too. The controls overall are surprisingly accurate given the funky form factor with all the curves, and I applaud Samsung for getting that right. When it comes to the case and charging and battery life, I also have no complaints here with any of this stuff. With the redesign of the buds, Samsung also redesigned the case to make this seemingly smaller square shape. There's nothing really to say with this other than it's fine in a pocket, and it's no smaller or bigger than any other wireless earbuds case, really. It is a tiny bit more plastic feeling than maybe I would have liked, but not a big deal. It also has the magnetic charging points to make it somewhat easy to pop them in the case and charge them, though the round design makes it a little less secure than other earbuds. And the case itself can be charged wirelessly, which is nice. You can obviously use the power share method on a Samsung device, and with longevity, it's kind of gonna depend on how you actually use the earbuds. For me personally, I almost always had ANC enabled, and with that, you'll get up to 6 hours of listening with just the buds. That's pretty much what I hit, but you can add at least another hour or two to that with ANC disabled. And the case can charge the buds 3 or 4 times at least, so in my experience, I literally had to just charge the whole package about 1 time over the course of a week, though I should mention that the battery life as a whole still falls short when compared to the Galaxy Buds Buds Plus, for example. One last thing I just want to quickly mention before I talk about price is the microphone quality. I went over this in my Buds Live versus Buds Plus video, but the Buds Live do have an improved microphone for voice recording and phone calls. And part of the improvements is an increased number of mics in the buds themselves. And the other part is a sort of jaw sensor, which sounds a little weird, but basically it picks up when you're about to open your mouth or start talking, and it just ensures that the mic is picking that up a little more than usual. Overall, I think the microphone improvements are pretty solid with these buds, and here's a couple of samples so you can get an idea. Here is what the Buds Live sound like. So with these, obviously we do have the upgraded extra couple of microphones, which should pick up my voice a little bit better. We also have that additional feature, like I said, that can sense when my jaw is moving, so it should technically pick up my voice even more. And here's what things sound like with the new Buds Live. Hopefully this picks up my voice a little bit better. Obviously there's still a lot of background noise. It can't do much about that, but at a bare minimum, we should get a little bit better, a little bit clearer voice through the extra upgraded microphone. Okay, so let's finally talk about the price point here with these. On launch, at least, the Buds Live retail for $170. It's a little more expensive than the Buds Plus, but still significantly cheaper than AirPods Pro, for example. I think the price point is somewhat fair, but I will say this. The lack of any customizability with the fit on these, I do think is kind of a negative. There are cheaper earbuds that can potentially offer a better fit for some people. The active noise cancellation is okay, but again, not something comparable to other earbuds, which do the feature better. It is true that other earbuds with ANC might be a little more expensive though, but if you want good, noticeable ANC, I think you should at least be willing to pay for that. If these fit you well, and you aren't big on ANC or you feel like it's good enough for your needs, then the price really isn't too bad. They sound great. The app offers a lot in the way of sound profile adjustments and features and customizability. Battery life is pretty decent as well. There's enough improvements to justify the slightly higher price. So in one sense, yes, the Beans are the best buds that Samsung has launched up to this point. But most importantly, I think as ambitious as these were on launch, there's still some room for improvement, and I'm kind of interested to see what the next iteration of these Beans might be in the future. So there you go, that's my review on Samsung's new Galaxy Buds Live. What do you guys think about these little beans? If you have them, I'd love to know your experience so far in the comments down below. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Be sure to follow TechDaily on Twitter and subscribe to the TechDaily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.